Hello, hello. It is day 110 of 365 days of my raw suspending disbelief journey. It is August 10th, 2024, and today is Saturday. It's my um, no work day. It is my kid focused, my entirely kid focused day. So I um, just spent the day just sort of really in this playful mode with the kids. We went and saw, um, we went and met up with one of the ladies from my group who is just a beautiful soul and is local to me. So we were able to meet up for this festival. We only crossed paths for a few minutes before she had to go, and we were just sort of coming in and stuff like that. But we were able to connect, and even just doing that for a minute just felt brilliant and wonderful. Being able to in the 3D world connect, just because so much of the connection that I do is online these days. So that was really, really enjoyable. Um, Myself and the kids went to the festival that we were meeting her at, spent a couple of hours there. It was a beautiful hot day. They were doing all of the different not rides, but they had like a just a massive selection of bouncy castles and slides and all of those kinds of things, and so the kids were doing all of that, and they had balloon animals and face painting and free food and free, like, it was absolutely incredible. So it was a lot of fun to do that. And then we were all super hot, so originally we had planned on going to a spray park afterwards. So I brought the two younger kids their swimsuits so that they could go run around through the spray park and cool down. But I hadn't brought my swimsuit, and my oldest was too cool to wear her swimsuit, so she didn't bring hers. Um, and Usually when we go to the spray park, I don't bother with a swimsuit. I just, I'll stick my legs in, my arms in, whatever. I'll cool myself down a little bit, but I won't get completely soaked like the little kids will. So yeah, I didn't worry about that. But when we were done with the festival, we were so hot. My son was just like, no, I don't want to go to the spray park. I want to go to a pool. I want to go to the outdoor pool. And so I was like, you know what? That sounds actually really great. It was a really hot day. It was absolutely gorgeous out. And I was just like, sure, let's go. So we went, and that, however, was unfortunate because I love being in the pool. So I was like, but I don't have my swimsuit. Okay, whatever. So I just was like, I'll just sit on the edge. And I ended up, it's just a wading pool. So, like, it's just above my knees. I was wearing shorts, so it was all good kind of thing. And I was just sort of walking around in there, dragging Casey around with a pool noodle, whatever. And then I started playing. Um, Volleyball with my son across the pool, and all of a sudden, like, five or six other kids decided that they wanted to play too, and they each had their own balls and were volleying them over to me, and I was having to volley them back. So I was like running back and forth through the water, um, volleying back like five or six different balls. Plus, this little toddler kept coming up to me and just handing me her ball. It was super cute, and I ended up trying to keep up to all of these balls. I ended up tripping and falling into the pool in my clothes. So I got dunked. But it was just a blast, right? It was so much fun. It was um, that complete release of, like, there's nothing else I need to be doing. There's nowhere else I need to be. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And this fun and play is a huge part of and a key element of my success. So, um, really just feeling into the gratitude that I've set up this schedule for myself where I have at least once a week, right? This connection day where I completely drop work, and it doesn't matter if I have set myself up for that or not. So it's not an optional thing. It's not like, okay, well, if I've scheduled out all the posts, if I've got caught up on everything else, if this, if that, no. I just take that time every single week, no matter what. And that is a really, really important part of me having the balance that I have, and feeling, um, and it also it also balances out the mom guilt, right? So there is that part where, especially with how busy I've been this month, I've been focusing a lot more on business during the days, things like that. I do make intentional time to like take breaks and just put my entire attention on my kids. But, um, those are little pieces. And so there's the little niggling, like mind fuckery or whatever, right? That collective messaging that we've been given that we have to be completely present to our kids 24/7, and it's actually really not healthy for them. Like they are not being taught to be independent, to be able to think for themselves, come up with, be creative, come up with games to play, all of that kind of stuff, if we're constantly doing that for them. So that in and of itself is part of my parenting beliefs, and I don't do everything for my kids. I don't ever give them sort of that 24/7 attention. And even if it wasn't because of my business, I still wouldn't. Like that's just part of my beliefs. But I still get that thing that pops into my head of like, am I spending enough time on them? Am I ignoring them too much? Am I, zoned out and not really being present enough? Things like that. And again, that's with me intentionally connecting with them multiple times a day as well as this weekly time. But the weekly one really does offset that mom guilt that is not even a reasonable thing, right? It really balances it out for me. That they're getting these super present, super, you know, and sometimes they're less actively fun, like going out and doing these activities, but they're always super present and super peaceful and playful and, making memories. And that's sort of the key thing. So, um, I love these days, and maybe I don't know if I talk about them too much because it's every Saturday, or if it seems irrelevant to this. But for me, like I said, it is a key element of my success is having these days, and a key element in the perspective of me creating my success, and also in the perspective of what I want my success to look like as it comes in. So, celebrating that, feeling amazing about it, just, really, really confident and certain in the feeling of being exactly where I should be, that my success is here, and I'm creating my experience. I'm choosing to feel what I want to create. So I am, and then I am creating that thing that I'm choosing to feel. So it's just a beautiful cycle. I'm loving it. Again, with the like balance and everything feeling great, and um and not in like a braggy way, but just in a hopefully this inspires you to do the same. Hopefully this helps you to see the value of slowing down in order to achieve success, and that success doesn't actually come with this sort of non-stop movement and non-stop action energy, and that we really need both pieces. So that is what I have for you today, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.